And the final reason that you just may not be getting toned could have nothing to do with your workouts. It could have absolutely nothing to do with the food that you're putting into your body. So what could it possibly have to do with? Oh, let me tell you, I feel your frustration. I get it. You're spending time doing your workouts, preparing meals, you're trying to eat nutrient-dense foods, and whatever you're doing is not working. You're just not getting toned. So I'm gonna cover 6 of the most common mistakes that people make when it comes to toning their body, getting that defined muscle, and why it's not working for you. First thing that we see time and time again is that people think that cardio is the answer to getting that toned, defined muscle. However, too much cardio can actually do the exact opposite. We need to start strength training. We need to start adding resistance to our muscles. We need to start tearing the muscle fiber apart. Then we need to focus on our nutrition to repair those muscles so that they can build and they can come back looking stronger. And that's where that toned, defined look comes from. You may or may not have noticed, and if you didn't, it's okay. Pause the video and you can go back. But I did mention the word nutrition. Then we need to focus on our nutrition. And so we're diving into this with tip number 2 is that you need to consume enough protein for your body to actually develop that muscle. And so you can see the toned, defined look that you're after. So this very important macronutrient makes up the major components of all your cells and provides the essential amino acids that keep your body up and running. Protein is a vital component of building muscle. So if you're not eating enough and you're burning a ton of calories, let's say doing some strength training, maybe you're adding some cardio into the mix, what's going to happen is if you're not fueled enough, your body will actually start to eat that muscle. And then again, how are we ever supposed to get that toned, defined look? Because our body's actually eating the very thing that is going to help us achieve that result. A general rule of thumb, if you have no idea where to start when it comes to protein intake, is 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So let's say I weigh 150 pounds. What that is going to equate to is roughly 150 grams of protein per day. Now, this may seem like a lot, and that is where having someone to help you on the nutrition front can be a game changer, because protein is the one macronutrient that we believe at Dumbbells to be the hardest to hit. And so when you have some support, when you have some accountability, and when you have some coaching around how to actually increase your intake to that amount without feeling like you have to choke back disgusting egg whites or eat boring, bland chicken breasts, this should feel like part of your life. It shouldn't feel like something that is impossible to do every single day. Please take it one day at a time. We're switching gears here a little bit. We're going deep with that mindset stuff. The stuff that nobody wants to talk about, but we're here to talk about it. Reason number 3 that you are just not getting toned could be very much to do with the poor attitude that you have. Now, don't get defensive. Don't quit this video because you feel seen, you feel called out. I promise, stick with it and you will be glad by the end that you've had this dose of wisdom instilled into your veins. Studies show just thinking that you're not exercising as much as you should be can be harmful for your health. Don't take this as an excuse just to stop doing everything. That's not what I'm saying here. Being active is so important in your overall health, not just in regards to helping you get toned, but it could be more on an attitude side of things than you really think. And so that poor attitude could be what is holding you back from actually developing that toned muscle, that defined lean muscle that you are striving for. Reason number 4 that you are not getting toned. Did you hear that? This kid's saying that there could be more than 4 reasons why I'm not getting toned. This is like one of my favorite things ever to talk about, because obviously in Dumbbells world, this is what we live, this is what we breathe, this is what we consume all of the time. Another reason that you may not be getting toned is because you are not doing enough strength training. If your routine is repetitive and you have been doing the same thing for a long period of time, your body will get used to this and you may potentially hit a plateau. What we recommend doing is switching up your normal, regular routine. This could mean something like performing a few more sets. This could mean changing the time of your work to rest ratio. It could also mean just putting your muscles under more tension for a longer amount of time. Strength training is going to be a game changer for you in regards to developing that toned, leaned muscle that you're looking for. What is reason number 5, may you ask? What could we possibly have left to talk about when it comes to the reasons that you're not getting toned? Well, maybe you're being a little bit impatient. Remember, Rome was not built in a day, and like the beautiful building blocks of your body, the beautiful building blocks that are our muscles, it is not going to happen overnight. So I get it. It can be so easy to lose motivation. It can be so easy to get frustrated because you're not seeing the results. This is exactly what we focus on in Dumbbells. And that's exactly why we have an 8-week program, because it's a long enough amount of time for some of that excitement, the initial excitement. I know that you know what I'm talking about. When you join something, you sign up for something and you're like, yes, this is gonna be a game changer. This is gonna be the thing that really works for me. And then after a few weeks, life happens. You feel a bit tired. You miss a few days and you feel like you've fallen off the wagon. Right? What that does in the 8-week cycle is that we can catch those things. We can catch the negative loops that we get into, and this impatience, this reason that stops so many people from getting toned or achieving their results. We can get on top of that and we can crunch it and we can squish it and we can say goodbye to being impatient, because I hate to break it to you, but this is a lifelong thing that we're focusing on here. And so after we crush that impatience that is just holding us back, we can start to embrace this journey. We can start to come at it in a completely different light. And that, my friends, is such a refreshing place to be. When we start to embrace the journey, when we start to love the journey, when we start to look forward to our workouts, when we start to see some results, when we look in the mirror, that is a sweet spot that we are striving for. And that is exactly what we can help you do. And the final reason that you just may not be getting toned could have nothing to do with your workouts. It could have absolutely nothing to do with the food that you're putting into your body. So what could it possibly have to do with? It could have everything to do with your sleep. So what happens when we don't get enough sleep? Well, when we are overtired, guess what the brain does? It searches for something that feels good. While you might be able to squash comfort food cravings when you're well rested, when you're sleep deprived, your brain may have trouble saying no or controlling binge episodes that may later come to regret. So I don't know about you, but I definitely don't make the best decisions in my life when I'm feeling overtired. And what's gonna happen is that brain is gonna search for something that feels really good. That brain is gonna search for a quick fix to bring you up to a safe place so it feels comfortable. So maybe it's a few extra cups of coffee that lead into a few afternoon sugary treats. Now, we're not here to say that these things are bad. Jude has something to say. So when we're making decisions from this place of feeling exhausted, feeling tired, everything feels a little bit harder than it should. We lose that drive to want to work out. We want to go for comfort foods that are highly processed to help our system feel safe. So while it has nothing to do with your workouts and while it has nothing to do with the nutrition, it's such an important element to include in your overall fitness regime is sleep. Okay, so you might be sitting there thinking, hey, you said 6 tips. She's forgetting one. This person doesn't know what they're talking about because they said 6 and they've only told us 5. I was just keeping you on your toes, making sure you're paying attention right to the end. So the 6th and final tip is to focus on progress instead of perfection. So let me tell you, it is not more squats. It is not more push-ups, and it certainly is not more burpees. When we focus on progress instead of perfection, this can be a total game changer when it comes to learning how to tone our body in the correct way. And luckily, I made you a video explaining all of the things that you should not do when it comes to focusing on progress. So make sure you click this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any more of our fun, awesome, incredible videos coming your way.